and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with this pike and shot mod. Last time around we managed to protect Moravia from the Ottoman onslaught. It was quite a tough fight where we had to grind down the enemy quite a bit, but in the end we came up victorious. Even though it was touch and go there at the very end where we had a big break in our line where a large part of the army ran away. However, now we're going to switch from the Eastern Front because, well, there's not much going on the Eastern Front anymore. So we're going to switch over to the Western Front. And with that doing, and right at the end of the last episode, I remembered something. So I had completely forgot about something when I did the recap in previous episode. No, not previous episode. The episode before then when I did a recap because I'm starting to record these videos again. Just at the end turn of that video, I noticed actually a French force moving through here, or maybe it was through the Swiss lands, I can't remember. But I do distinctly remember there was a French force hiding somewhere in some of these woods, moving in this direction. So, I mean, I'm still gonna go attack here, just because I don't want the Spanish to take it. Spanish Habsburgs can go screw themselves. So Wallenstein will still advance across the river to attack Frankfurt. However, we might detach one of these armies to stay back and keep an eye on where the French might turn up. So I'm sending Tilly because he's got the bigger force of the two. Even though I think his force is... No, his force I would say is actually weaker because it doesn't have as many pikes. So it would actually be better to send Pappenheim back, and he's also within range of Stuttgart where he can sit and replenish, receive supplies, and be ready to march against the French whether they turn up or not. So we're gonna send Pappenheim back, but after that we're gonna start the advance. We're gonna move up Tilly just to the end there, and then we're gonna have Wallenstein move across. He's not intercepted, so we're gonna have Tilly move up right behind him, and then we're gonna end turn. Hopefully we might drag all of the enemy troop into one significant battle. If these forces do not attack me, I might try and slip past them. I don't think I have the movement range to go directly there, but it would be nice to end this faction with one battle, because otherwise there's going to be two, and I'm going to lose troops in this battle that we're not going to have time to replenish before we meet the full stack over here. And what I can see looks like they've got quite a bit of pikes. Oh, and it's even a small fort. That's actually gonna be to my advantage. If I'm able to roll up my 24-pounder howitzer, I should be able to just absolutely destroy the enemy within the fort without actually having to send troops in and defeat them in the standard old way. With that said, none of this will be possible unless I end turn, so with that we will end turn. We get a diplomatic message from the Polish-Lithuanian. Sigmund III wants me to declare war on the Crimean Khanate, and I'm gonna get 3,800. They're far away, and yes, will be a loyal ally to the Polish-Lithuanians. And, you know, extra cash, I'll never say no to that. The French force was in fact spotted, as well as we got some new military technology, wedge formation. Next up we get mercenary recruitment, which will enable us a whole host of different types of units to be recruited. Scottish mercenaries, Balkan something, Strata idiots, and mercenary Venetian infantry, light reiters, Seridux, so more Cossack type units. 80 war. Oh, it's renewed. The you can pause and read this. I'm not going to read it right now. Duchy of Kurland has cancelled trade. Why would that be? Enemy raid. So the Ottomans raid here. Why would they end trade with me? Could it be that they are destroyed, or why would Kurland end trade? Kurland, why? You've taken up trade with someone else? He does trade with two of my enemies, King of France and the Crimeans. I could pay him off. Trade embargo. I could try and trade embargo. He has the same pictures as me. It's the same guy. Is that why he's angry? Because I look so much like him? But no, trade all the way over there with them isn't a big priority. Should definitely go ahead and end these. I think the safest bet is to send everyone. Just because they were pretty tough. Even with that, it's a 50-50 chance. I'm sure I'll die when I auto-resolve here. Yes, I did! Ha! How does that work? Should I send the second half to deal with them? What, they lost like 15 men or something like that. I should have sent like everyone. Well, that's annoying. It's because the morale factor is so much higher for the Ottomans. It's a mess that I wasn't able to destroy all of them. Well, I'm gonna have to recruit some extra troops and send after them. I should have played that in between, like off camera or something. God. In the meanwhile, we did spot the French force, and they are moving through the pass here, so they'll come out against the Bavarians. They do not have the troops to fight the Bavarians, so I think the Bavarians will hold on against them. So, but we'll still have these guys close at hand in case. But I think the Bavarians can handle it. I don't think that should be a problem. God, that screwed me up so bad. Like, we had loads of troops. And good troops as well. Or like, I mean, somewhat veteran after that fight they just fought. And then they all just go ahead and die. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna be bothered by doing this. The thing is, I should go into it another time maybe. But just about the effort it takes to like redo stuff and to go through this, I had someone ask about branching out and doing other things. The thing he mentioned was Millisim type games. The thing is, there's so much effort in doing stuff where you have to involve other people. So it adds so much more work. And as I kinda saw in the Spanish campaign for Napoleon Total War 3, I mean, the battles where I fought against a human opponent, I didn't really gain that much views from it. So it's like, obviously I'll try to branch out and do other things, but oftentimes, for me at least, it's been that it's a lot more effort and I get less views from it. So it's like, it's a little bit disheartening trying new stuff like that. With that said, we have a naval fight on our hands. We'll do it in the same old fashion, and then we'll go ahead and attack Frankfurt. that battle was quite a mess. I was able to sink their admiral in the first bout, where I was able to get both my ships firing on his one. And then for the second one, I decided, you know what, the other one has so little crew, I'll try to board it. However, we were unable to board it, and we were kind of stuck against each other for a long time. I brought up the other ship, I fired into him, and we didn't really get anywhere. Kept firing canister, trying to decrew him. Didn't go anywhere. I released them, so I decided to fire cannon from both ships, and so I had both my ships on either side of his, firing, thinking, you know, eventually he'll give up, because we're overwhelming him in such capacity. Obviously, the guy explodes! And I was worried that, because both my ships were set on fire, and one of which immediately surrendered. So I was like, ah, shit, now all the ships died in this battle. Luckily for me, it looks like my ships have survived. Although, they have lost quite a bit of crew, and I imagine quite a bit of cannon as well. So, as much as I would want to continue my naval campaign, we'll probably have to go to port to refit these ships. But we did sink the French ships, and that is the main point. Can I trade? Oh yeah, every ship I have is a trade ship. These are, in fact, Indiaman. So we can trade as we head back. So we'll make back a little bit of what we lost there. The French inch forward, and so do we. For the battle of Frankfurt, we have an overwhelming amount of troops, numbering for almost 5,000 men against 1,000 or almost 2,000 men holding. However, the enemy's force is surprisingly high on what's it called? Experience. They're a very experienced force, even though they do not have a proper commander. With that said, let's go ahead and march on to Frankfurt. It has taken almost 20 minutes of the battle time to get my army into position to meet the enemy. They've decided to post their force behind the village, but it looks like they're now actually marching out to meet us. We'll soften up the force with a little bit of cannon fire, and we'll see what my howitzer can do to their numbers. A little bit inaccurate, but that makes sense because I imagine it's quite devastating on these tight formations. We've seen it when we came under fire from such weapons. The front line is entirely made of musketeers, backed up then by my swordmen and pikemen. We also have the general right there. We have the lancers and pistoliers on this side. I'll hold fire until they get closer, so maybe I can get everyone to fire at the same time, give a devastating volley to the enemy. My standard cannons over here has a hard time finding targets. But I think if they bounce shots through these guys as they march through... Ooh, we got a direct hit here on this pike formation. Took out 40 people out of the force. So they're not as OP as one might think, just because of the inaccuracy. But when they do hit, it's absolutely devastating. So I'm hoping we're going to get some bouncing shots through here. Are they even aiming? I order them I order them to fire on that. They don't listen. Target the ground there. Right, now they're listening. I want you to target the ground there somewhere. The matchlock infantry has started opening fire, and so has the English musketeers. They've got English musketeers in among them. I'll allow them to get a little bit closer. They've fired at the longest range. They've still taken out about 25 men out of this unit. So did perform quite well. Maybe I should advance. I would advance if it weren't for the fact that these Dutch formations, they have all kinds of troops, don't they? Right. We'll open fire. I don't like the fact that the cannons are not firing like they will at the enemy. So we got pikes coming really close here. So the musketeer will fall back and the sword infantry will move forward to take their place. Storm moving forward. And I think we have to do the same here. These guys pull back and the pikes move forward. Meet the enemy. We got pike unit running back and forth over here. Oh. Oh shit. It's so inaccurate. One shot landed right in front of us. The swordmen aren't doing that well against the pikes. And my other pikes are kind of stuck in everything. What I want to do actually is might my swordmen be able to push through to the point where my gunners would be able to open up. My swordmen are not happy, but the enemy general is dead. And I would say that's a victory. We'll have the swordmen join in the fight over there, while the gunners retire. Even with the heavy, I was just about to say, even with the heavy friendly fire here, my men held on, surprisingly, for a long time. Cannonballs have been bouncing through. Hold fire now. And I'll order the Pistoliers to attack. To charge into the enemy's ranks and send them packing. Which also means that I have to tell my infantry to hold fire. Unit completely overwhelmed, push through to the next one. Try not to shoot your friends in the back. We were able to get through there. So you can move to the back, you can move to the side. The Kaiser's Lancers will then be ready to fire. Not fire, I mean charge. So if you move to the back there, these guys getting destroyed. You're holding fire, pikes join in there, Lancers Now go for the German mercenaries. And you charge in here before you get destroyed. One shot. He managed to get off. Before getting overwhelmed by the lancers. We have one pistolier there broken down by the enemy's cavalry. We need to send another pike unit over here. Gunners will advance. We're slowly working that unit down. We're kind of getting overwhelmed there, so yeah, this one should be moved into a better position to open fire on them. And to put maybe some extra weight on this, I could charge in the gunners, but I feel as though the enemy is getting completely overwhelmed there. And the lancers pushed through. They lost 9 men, but they savagely destroyed a unit of 200. I will withdraw my cavalry and let the remainder there, or what's left of the general's bodyguard, get shot down by the gunners, or getting taken out by the Kaiser's lancers. 29 men left here. I don't think we've kind of lost the stamina in this fight, so we're gonna retire. And I'm just gonna order the gunners to end what's left of the Dutch mercenary musketeers. And so the only thing that remains is this one cannon all the way in the back. But yeah, there we have it. We were victorious. Maybe a little bit more casualties than I wanted. Maybe not the greatest idea to shoot my own troops in the back, but it did kill the general. And the thing is, we do have a backup army with loads of troops as we close in on the enemy fortress. Not too bad considering I deployed almost 5,000 men. We lost 788 compared to the enemy who's lost 1,680, 64 enemies remaining. And in terms of friendly fire, it wasn't that bad. The enemy killed 740 of us, and we lost 788, meaning that I shot 49 of my own, which is surprisingly low, given that I fired directly into the back, point blank, into one of my own units. With that said, highest kills goes to pike units, and then the Cuirassier Lancers. They did a full frontal charge right into a unit. They lost 10 men, they killed almost 200. Pretty darn nice. And that means Frankfurt is ours, and you know what? Wallenstein can almost push directly up to the enemy castle. That's wonderful. We're gonna get the spy to take a closer look. They do have... The thing is, they're in a fort, so... We should be pretty darn safe here with 5,000 men attacking this. But that is going to be for another episode, because here we've got a naval battle and a battle there at Stuttgart? No, Frankfurt. Frankfurt was a great estates. For the next time, I'm going to strike there. Maybe after that we'll have an end turn so we can see the French coming into this area. And what I did also is I went back and I loaded a save and I redid everything, so we do have still the entire force. They were not destroyed by 100 men. They were not destroyed by my army was not destroyed by 100 Ottomans. Unfortunately, though, they're gonna have to, you know, they're gonna be able to rampage through this area for a bit before I'm able to chase them down off camera. But yeah, with that said, we're gonna end it right here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.